Hi guys, Matt here from Sheps Aquatics. So today on the vlog, I'm just going to do a quick rundown on what tanks I have, what I have in each tank, and what I have to do to each tank, because some need a little bit of work done to them and whatnot. I will also show you where I'm up to with the two tubs I've got set up, and what we have on the cards coming up. So I'll just flip the camera around and I'll show you the tanks I have here in the fish room. Okay, so starting off with the 2-foot plant grow tank. I have actually taken the light off this one to go on another tank, but this one gets direct sunlight for most of the day, so I'm not too worried about that. As you can see, we got most of the plants are actually gone out of here, but in this tank we still do have the Apistogramma cacatoides pair. That's the nice big male there. We have a couple of Silverado Endler males. Still waiting for a few females to grow up from the neon blues, and when I can identify them as females, we're going to throw them into here and grow them out with the males and see if we can't get this Silverado strain going. Also in here we have the blue pancheks. They're still in here. That's one sitting out the back. I'm very sorry about the glare. We also have a few bristlenose catfish growing out, and we also have some Otocinclus in here, which we have to find a home for. But at the moment we're using this as a bit of a grow out tank, and for plants and fish until the cacatoides get big enough to breed, and then they will probably actually breed in this tank. So here we have the waterfall Endler farm, basically. Not really farm, but Endler tank. We have two main females in here, which most of these babies are from. These are the neon blue strains. So this will actually be the strain. I'm going to pull the two males and the two big females out. They're going to go into the tubs. That'll probably happen in the next 2 or 3 weeks when it gets warm enough. Also growing out some mystery snails here. I have about 10 or so now out of my big female, but she's passed away. But we still do have some mystery snails floating around the place, as well as a heap of pond snails. So as you can see, there's babies of all sizes in here, so they're breeding constantly, which is good, which is why I want to pull some of the bigger females out, let this strain grow up, because we've got a few nice young males in here, and it looks like there'll be a few females in here as well. So we're going to pull these guys out and put them into the tub, and hopefully by the end of spring and that, we have a nice colony of babies going in there. So down the bottom here we have the a bit of a mixed tank here. We have the 2 balloon mollies and 3 neon tetras, as well as 4 golden perch. So we do have 4 golden perch in here. They're probably hiding down in a little log field here. I'm not sure if I'll be able to see any, but they are in there for sure. These guys, the golden perch will probably end up in this 6-foot tank for the time being, once I get it up and running. So on my nice shelf here of many things, we actually have this tank here, which is a tank I've set up, and I do have to finish editing the video and everything on this. This is my Micro Aquatics store tank. I do have to buy the shrimp that are going in here, which will probably happen this week, because this tank is ready to go. Once I get the shrimp, I'll be able to finish filming and we'll be able to finish the edit, and hopefully everything goes well with this tank. So basically everything in here has come from Micro Aquatics, except for the tank and the filter and stuff like that. But as you can see, it looks like we got a nice little bloodworm that's actually a shoo-in that's come from somewhere. But that's That's fish food that we'll pull out and we'll throw into another tank very, very shortly. So this was these are just a couple of breeding tanks that I've got set up, so if I want to throw something in, I can. I had the barbs in this one for about 2 weeks, so I'm just waiting to see if we did have eggs laid in this tank. I'm hoping I did. If we do, we'll raise them up and hopefully we'll generate it that way. We do have 1 or 2 little cherry shrimp in here, and that's basically just to try and keep the tank a little bit cleaner and clean any eggs and clean up any bad eggs. So this big tank here is where we got most of the plants going out. I have pulled some Balasnerian out of this tank, and that was to go in the tubs. I also pulled all the milfoil out of this tank, and that went into the tub as well. So we have a few more mystery snails in here, a few more pond snails. We've got the barbs in here. We've got the white cloud minnows, which we've got to take out and put into a tub. That'll probably happen this week sometime. The yellow cherry shrimp that we've got in this tank are slowly getting moved over to this tank. I didn't move all of them at once because I wanted to make sure that the barbs weren't going to feast on them basically. But at the moment it's going pretty good. They're not feasting on them and everything's going well. We do have some long-armed shrimp in here somewhere. Here's one right here in the corner. It's a nice big male. There is a female in here somewhere that is all buried up, so I've been watching her closely and hopefully we get a heap of fry come from her. So this little tank here in the corner is one that I haven't really done much on, and it's probably for good reason. It's been sitting over here just seeing how it runs by itself, all self-contained. It also does have a pair of gold rams in here, which we've just been trying a few different things in this tank. I ended up putting a bristlenose plec in this tank just to try and eat some of the diatom algae and that, so there's all this brown crap. And we've been letting this tank basically run by itself. I do have the CO tank sitting there, but there is no CO2 going into this tank at the moment. But I do have to do a lot of work with that one, buy new plants for it and plant it out nice and lush. I do have a bucket full of plants here that we pulled out of the tank inside, and that's basically ready to be set up and replanted, and most of them will probably go into this tank. I do have a bit more dirt to put in that tank, but I used most of it when I was escaping this one. So there you go, that's everything I've got going on in the fish room at the moment. I don't have much. I'm sorry. My last power bill kind of forced me to... Actually, I just noticed there is a tank I completely skipped over and I didn't show you anyone. Better turn that around. So I completely skipped over this tank. This is the Aqua One R46. So this has got my little pygmy Corydoras, my CPDs in here. We have 4 male CPDs and 1 female CPD. So I'm getting close to, they're actually pretty close to being ready to breed. So I'm going to look at pulling one of the males and the female out and seeing if I can get them to breed when I get her nice and fat. I've been away for 2 days, so if the fish are looking a little bit skinny, it's because they haven't been fed in 2 days. Unfortunately, I do have a lot of blackbeard algae growing on the crypts here, so I am going to grab a juvenile Siamese algae eater. Just throw into this tank to eat the algae in this tank, then just throw into the big tank here to eat some of the stringy algae that's forming in there. So we'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone there, and hopefully I'll be able to swap my big algae eater from inside, Siamese algae eater from inside for a juvenile. So we'll see what happens, what the fish store says with that, but we'll see what we can do. So now I can say this. So yeah, that's everything that's happening in the fish room. We do have a few things going ahead. We have the turtle tank that is just about ready to be up and started. So right now we're going to walk up and have a look at the 2 tubs that we've got going, and I'll show you where they're up to. So here are the 2 tubs. As you can see, we've got the sand-based one. It's coming along really well. It's all cleared up. We've got the one with the milfoil and no base. That's going really well. We've got the sponge filters in there. They're doing a really good job. So what we're going to do is we're going to do probably a 50% water change in these. Leave them for 2 days, let the temperature warm back up. Put the white cloud mount minnows into this one. After we pull some of the milfoil out, we're going to cut that into about 20 centimeter or 8 inch stems, and we're going to put bunch up probably about 4 or 5 stems to each bunch, and then we're going to take them to the fish store. Fish store's happy to take some, which is great because that stuff grows like a weed. So we're going to take some of that to the fish store, and we're also going to take a few other plants to the fish store. So that's absolutely everything that's been happening this week. I haven't done a great deal. I've actually been away all weekend, so I haven't been able to do anything. I've now got to go get changed out of my good clothes and actually go mow the lawn. So I hope you all enjoy this bit of an update and everything like that, and I'll catch you tomorrow for the live stream. Thank you for watching.